Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree. I am here with my co-caster, Buxton. How are you, good sir?
I'm doing good, same as when we initially linked up just early today for beginners versus boss fight.
Yeah, I am feeling pretty hyped up after that series. It was fantastic, and now we're going to get into what should prove to be another very competitive series, Danglers versus Animal House. Taking a quick look at the pick bans coming out here, Danglers have gone ahead and banned Suburbia, and Animal House have banned Q1. Puts us with our first map pick in Bazaar.
Yes, the first map is going to be Bazaar.
Excelente. Excelente. So we're off to a nice competitive start then to the series. That should be a fun match to watch them duke it out on. What are you anticipating to see this series? I know last series we were talking a lot about OC5 and the sort of teams holding back on strategies. I don't think we're going to see any of that this time around. Both these squads just want to win this season, you know?
Yeah, they're most likely not going to be holding anything out. They're not going to be holding anything back because Danglers has already played in a live event. They were at Leicester. They came second place just, was it 2 weeks ago? A week ago? It was very recent.
Yeah, it was. It was actually only a week ago.
Yeah, my time sense is way off.
No, it's crazy to me too. I can't believe that it was only a week ago. It feels like it was a month ago.
Since they've already gone and played there and they came second, they lost against SMC Tactical despite the cap on the second map. It was very close, but Animal House also in the semi-finals against Boss Fight after beating Silent Purge. Again, getting capped on and losing. I have a feeling just this match we might see maybe a cap or two. That's a Buxton prediction, so take it with a grain of salt.
Coming in hot. I like it. Well, we did see a lot of caps that I wasn't really expecting to see on the in that last series. I mean, there was almost a cap every map, wasn't there? In the beginners versus boss fight series?
It was something close to that. We had a cap on Downfall. Don't believe we had a cap on Bazaar. Actually, no, we did have a cap on Bazaar. It was a ice cream objective.
We did have a cap on Downfall. So yeah, there's caps. I mean, every map in that last series. I'm hoping that trend sort of continues.
Yeah. That'll be very exciting if it does, and I think I very much will not make it again. I will not survive to see the end of the map.
Your heart?
Yeah, it's just gonna explode. You'll hear it hit the microphone.
God.
Listen out for that by the time the match ends.
No, we need you. We need you.
It's Stumpy singing as he came in there. I don't know if you heard that.
No, I didn't. I tend to immediately drop out of that. Drop out of those lobbies so I don't hear any of the nonsense. It can get pretty rowdy in there.
Stumpy was kind of just humming as he came in, but I'm hoping to see some. We talked about it just last cast with the nades. I hope to see some Stumpy tier nades. Especially if we do go to Downfall, to prove to you once and for all, I want someone to thread them through a hole in the top of a building.
Well, I think they've polished up some spots as well where you normally couldn't shoot through, or where there was gaps that you couldn't toss nades through. I noticed now, even in the spectating camera, we can go through rails and certain items. It's kind of nice. So I think with this actually recent patch too, that was one of the things that they were trying to improve on, was trying to touch up on parts of the map that you should be able to shoot through, that should be penetrable, that aren't.
Yeah, that was a part of the most recent hotfix in quotation marks. Well, they also had the balance changes for the shield and also the fixes, as you said, for all of the penetration stuff that was a little bit wonky. They removed Dante's dice entirely from the equation.
Yeah, that is something we should definitely touch up on. The fact that shield play has completely changed now. You can't necessarily run around with a rifle and a shield and snap shoot. And I think it's completely changed how, like, I don't see we haven't, I mean, I guess we haven't really warranted a map for a shield. The last few maps we've spectated together, but it'd be interesting if we saw a shield come out here and how they use it, because it's going to be completely different than how you normally would.
Yeah, I saw a shield used by Sri Lankan during the Ronin versus Blaze match, but it was not really, it's kind of Sri Lankan style to not use it as an offensive tool, more of a support tool. That's kind of his shtick. So I'm not really sure how people like Verds or Weatherballoon or the like are going to actually use it on small maps yet. Because it's quite a severe change for people that like to snap shoot, especially Raphael. Be interesting to see how he deals with that eventually when he does pick up a shield at, say, OC5.
You want to let both captains know we're ready to go? I think they may be waiting on us. I don't want that to be the case.
Yeah, he's got a message from Luella.
Perfect. Means we should be firing up this first map shortly. It is bizarre. The pre-roll is actually accurate, conveniently enough. I think that's a Bizarre 3 pre-roll. It definitely looks like a different tone to me. Either way.
Maybe a little bit of post-processing as well.
That's true. There could be some of that tossed in there. Either way, we can pop on in and take a gander at this first objective. It is going to be tucked away over on that south side. We had some interesting approaches with this, with beginners and boss fight today, and I was curious to see how these guys approach it.
I have a feeling we might be seeing some passive gameplay to start off with, but ramping up the aggressiveness as the match goes on, which is pretty typical of US teams. Oh, and the shield from Stumpy. We might be seeing exactly what we talked about very quickly.
Wow, that is interesting to see it come out so early. We're going to see those changes in effect. You're absolutely right. They're not giving him a rifle either. That used to be a typical strategy. You're not seeing it here.
And it looks like their plan at the minute is to just throw smokes and go straight across. Already got 2 coming out.
Now, they are smoking the exact spots that we were talking about earlier. That's a perfect strategy where you push up and you smoke right into their line of sight instead of trying to smoke the entire street. Now they're completely free to cross easily without anybody spotting them.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a failed smoke, and there goes Nintendo taken out by Inaka. Yeah, looks like the smoke was a little bit failed as he does still have a small cone of vision.
Rybo and Stumpy pushing up. I don't know why Stumpy is the one behind Rybo. He should be at least leading the charge with this shield. Maybe he's going to be trying to move in for a cap.
Maybe Rybo's going to be given some overwatch.
Stumpy has a taser.
My god, no way.
Yep.
Oh wow, he does. Okay, so the plan is he's going to completely and utterly deafen the enemy team by
He could hit box though. He could hit box right here. He could. Nope. Rybo gets the kill. That would have been the tase right there.
It would have, but it looks like we're also getting some smoke coming out from that eastern side. From Executioner, he's starting to cross all over now.
Yeah, Silent a bit worried about hearing these footsteps here. Rybo, man, I don't know if he has a shot underneath. No, he doesn't, so he can't shoot onto Silent here.
The Weller's also coming in from this kind of southern approach. They're really collapsing in very quickly, but Steven's just sitting off to the side waiting.
Wow.
He doesn't know they're already past them.
This is so open. They don't have hardly anybody on objective. That one member way over east, Silent picks up Llewellyn, luckily. A very important frag. That would have opened up some serious entry points for Danglers. Silent also spotting out Stumpy with the shield. Rotates back.
I'm not sure what that far east defender is, attacker rather, is doing. He's kind of just slowly moving about. Meanwhile, the rest of his team is on objective.
There is one over there. Silence up onto that 2-story now, looking down, trying to find anyone in that L, and they're not spotted. They really need Steven to come. They need their east and west approach. Finally, that far east side has come over towards objective, but they need Steven to come in here and flank this.
Really do, but he's being so slow about it. Even also being really slow, just sitting back here, watching the kind of southern west flank.
There are 3 now on top of objective. Stumpy.
There goes Green Theft Auto.
That was actually Rybo. A nade comes out to the backside of Stumpy. Isn't going to be successful.
If Silent Rush is with him, he might be able to take down Rybo, but it's trade with favor towards Danglers. There's going to be a revive on Stumpy. Very close one. I thought Naka was going to come around the corner for a second.
He's here, though. He's inside. He can potentially get that frag. Steven's right by Rybo. The trade there. No, he's not going to. Enacker's the last one. He missed the tase shot.
That is unlucky. The tase. You could see it almost hit the wall. That's just an executioner.
Enacker's going to get this res, turns it into a 2v1. He'll be fighting off this final south approach. He has 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, so Max can do has all the time in the world to work with here. Finds one pick. Now he's going to push hard south. A little over-aggressive the trade with Enacker. No one's landing shots.
That was abysmally close if he picks this again, but no, it's almost a trade, but Enacker does pick him off. Executioner goes down. Such a good push from Danglers, just collapsed so quickly into almost nothingness.
I'm really surprised that we didn't see any utilization of that wood ramp there. If he had dropped back and pushed up on top of the wood ramp, he could have completely surprised. Who was that? Enacker in there that got that final frag?
Yes, it was. Enacker was the final man alive on Danglers' side.
Next should have utilized those pallets. Man, he would have. Those pallets we were seeing last series could have popped up on there and potentially gotten that pick. Either way, a nice little trade session there on a 1v1. Animal House grabbed themselves a nice defensive win.
Definitely hurt Danglers to lose one man at the very start of the round as Enacker picked him off from the blue room. They could definitely have done without that, as maybe they could have fortified their objective push with that. Maybe Stumpy would have actually been able to get the tase because they pushed in and pincered from both sides. Never know.
Yeah, that taser is a bold choice. Ultimately, when you get into a spot like that where there's only one left alive or you're in a clutch 2v2, 1v2 situation, it's not very useful, right? It's a one and done. You don't have any extra shots you can reload it with or anything like that.
Yeah, it's interesting that he choose to take that over a pistol, like a good old trusty G17. And how many points is it? I believe it's only 1 point for a taser, but it's also a one shot. The ammo to point ratio is way off.
Yeah, but I mean, it's if you can get somebody with it, man, it can totally change up how you approach objective.
I have a feeling Stumpy just wanted to do it just to have some fun with the taser in a league match for the first time. They're starting their roller now. It's going to be a quick spawn in the northern west. I believe that is a trade for the spawn, but it's not going to be a hard push. They're going to be sending most of their guys around the northeast this time.
Yeah, Stumpy is going to cover south. Pretty made a defense. Nintendo crossing the street here to get up into a bit of an aggressive position by the scaffolding.
This is such a spread out defense by Danglers. Only 2 near the objective. Other one pretty far off unless he's collapsing in now.
Some early south shots there. Maybe a little exchange of fire. Rybo Man finds one out in the middle bazaar. Nice peek from him. Might be able to find 2.
It looks like he got a little bit too risky, just walking about that kind of northeast passage rather.
There's a resable though, so if they can get in there and get that res. Nintendo has his back to the enemy here.
Maybe tunnel visioning on that west side a little bit. If they cross without him turning around, that's going to be detrimental. They will expect him to actually be there, but there is at least Luella watching his flank.
I think that's the
Keep
point.
an eye on that far east.
I think that's exactly what Llewellyn is there for, to make sure that Nintendo's back doesn't get shot, and he can actually just maintain and hold this tight angle he's watching. He has that wood behind him to also deny vision, so if they're not looking closely, they won't see him.
Yeah, that is going to be very difficult for them to see them, but maybe they'll check it, because I've only seen this position taken once before by Naka, and here comes the cross. Silent going across. He's going to have the contact with Llewellyn, and there he goes.
BuxtonWater is aware of this. I wonder if Nintendo's going to rotate around after hearing those shots.
I would expect him to, but there goes Llewellyn. BuxtonWater's taking him down. Nintendo hasn't looked round yet. Just let him walk past.
Wow. There's the confirmation shot, too, if you were uncertain if your team had won or lost that trade. Nintendo, he's going to go back towards Nintendo. He's actually going to salvage a smoke here.
And a team kill grenade kills Green Theft Auto dead after Steven rezzed him. That is embarrassing for Animal House.
Nintendo does find BuxtonWater in a super tight angle on the backside. Finally turns around. Now it's a 2v4.
Like Steven does know that there's someone that's scaffolding though, so possibly Inaka is going to go hunting for him around this east side. Maybe come through the blue room. Or look through the gap, though it would be dangerous.
He's down, but reliable. Oh my god.
Lucky is going to go through blue room for this. Nintendo has got to hear him eventually. He's going to make some footsteps accidentally, maybe one or two, and that's going to tip off his position to Nintendo. Still, this is a much more passive offense compared to Danglers last round, isn't it, Knight?
Yeah, they are not really throwing out any aggressive smokes. They didn't go for that early cross. They opted to go for that slow push along the east side instead, and this is what you get. You get a bit of a slower paced approach if you decide to do that. If you don't utilize that fast spawn early, you're going to have to crawl your way through the middle of Bazaar and deal with Nintendo and Llewellyn over here. Enacker, I think, is aware of Nintendo, like you were saying earlier. Heard some noise. I just don't think he can spot him. Nintendo is just tucked into this little crevice, holding a bit tighter angle.
BuxtonWater is still just sitting there downed, unable to move without any useful info. There goes Inaka, taken out by Nintendo. Looks like he did realize he was there.
All up to Steven, who's still crawling his way through the middle of Bazaar. Not sure what his effective approach is here. He's going to need a pick on Rybo and Nintendo if he wants to do anything with this street.
Crawling in shame after he killed Green Theft. Can't come back from that. Stumpy's getting a little bit antsy on the objective, but considering it's a 4v1, he can afford it. Losing one member at this stage, regardless of who it is not too detrimental. As long as they can try and confirm BuxtonWater, or at least lock down that angle, they're in a relatively good shape to keep going for this round and take it, especially with 60 seconds left.
Steven's got a nice angle he can hold here. He can't squeak through that crevice, though. And I wonder if Nintendo hears these footsteps in the Bazaar. I don't think he does.
Doesn't look like it. Maybe it's a little bit far. That is probably a good 50 meters. There goes Steven, running straight across to the blue room. What is this? Ooh. There he goes, taken down by Rybo. Didn't expect him to come around that corner.
I tried to snap into first person and ended up just looking into his eyes as he got shot in the face.
Exact same thing with me.
Takes a little getting used to with these fancy new spectating Wagga zooms and whatnot, but
hands as well.
That was a pretty nice Danglers defensive win there.
Very smooth. They only lost one member. Considering the offense during the last round is a pretty good sign of considering the offensive last round is a pretty good sign for how they'll perform for the rest of this match. Though they did lose that first round, it was still played very well when it came down to a 1v1. If Stumpy had took a G17 instead of a taser, it probably would have been a win for Danglers. Let's just pin it on Stumpy. It's his fault.
Well, you know, you want to try out new things. You see some people trying to use that drone to get information, trying to use the taser to get information. It's exciting stuff to see it come out in league play already. I'm surprised teams are willing to experiment with that sort of stuff in league play.
Yeah, you'd think they'd take it in scrims more, but I guess they're just going to do it live on a cast. I guess it does give some good perspective on what went wrong while you tried it out, because I don't see many teams agreeing to having a cast on like one team or the other. Maybe they can contact the caster to get it casted if the caster is free, but casting scrims is
that's next level. Well,
kind of difficult.
If you have an extra guy, you can just get one of your own teammates to record it. Really. Anybody
Probably
can
hopping into the third round now.
cast the scrim. I do apologize. I am the one that's getting the Steam notifications.
This is going to be a northern objective for Danglers to attack this time. Stumpy yet again bringing his shield and the taser. It looks like they're coordinating where they want to go. So far, it looks like they're planning to come through the east blue room. BuxtonWater is going to be waiting for them in that east courtyard.
I mean, if he can tase somebody, man, it's gonna really change how they attack that objective.
Yeah.
Gets that noise in the enemy's ear. It gives you information on where they're located. I mean, granted,
I don't know if you've ever been hacked.
I haven't.
But
I don't
that
think I have.
noise, the noise is the absolute biggest thing. It is deafening to anyone on Volk.
The smokes are out into the middle. Some suppressive shots coming in from Rybo. The Weller creeps into this little L here.
Question is, are they going to expect BuxtonWater to be one top by the stairs there? Yes, they will. There goes BuxtonWater taking down by Luella. He definitely knew he was there. Luella's about to jump on top of Great Death's head. Their body's going straight through on towards the objective.
Luella's capping! Luella's capping!
This could be a very quick capping, just under a minute. Well, they're just over a minute. Here it comes. Kills coming out, but they are going to get this cap. But here comes Steven saving it for Animal House.
And gets the res. Turns it into a 3v2 just like that. The huge play from Steven. Executioner now's underneath.
And he's also going to be going for the cap. What is going on? Steven needs to defend this. He's going to come around there and take down Mex. He just walks straight past him and gets taken down by Executioner. He's got to expect an knacker at least.
No, he doesn't. Enecker has to rotate the corner and pre-fire. He hits Mex once. Mex doesn't get the code in time. Now it's a 1v2. Stumpy's crashing in with the shield. Gets shot in the back, and Animal House take their Volk defensive win.
What just went on? I have no clue, but it was utterly and completely ridiculous. Luella goes in for the cap. Steven barely saves it. 3 people die just before Luella gets killed. Then Executioner comes in, tries for it, gets taken down again after he takes down Steven. Ridiculous.
I think you saw a little. I think what we saw right there was some nerves, because that cap, we were sitting. I mean, an average cap you'd say takes 6 to 7 seconds. We were sitting there waiting for that cap for what felt like 10?
Forever, yeah.
I mean, maybe it was just because we were sitting here waiting, but I'd love to see the clip on that, how long he was actually trying to cap, because that felt like a really long time to cap.
Speaking of the clip, I can tell you exactly how long it took, if you give me a moment.
Excelente. Also, if you are tuning in, don't be afraid to clip your favorite moments. It's always fun to be able to go back and watch those clips, and I think if you're top clipper, you get a little badge next to your name in chat, so I mean, hey.
Well, I've just come down to 10 seconds, 11 seconds, 12 seconds cap, and he failed. That is rough. Definitely some nerves playing in there.
I think if you're, I think at that point you're probably, you've probably entered the code in wrong once or twice.
That kind of situation, entering the code wrong at all, is horrific. You can't afford it in such a rushed objective.
Wow.
I'm interested to see how Animal House will try this. Will they do the same thing, or are they going to take it a lot more carefully, like they did during their first Marsoc round?
Trying to think of what your other potential spawns are for this objective. I guess over on the east side, right? Or no, you can. Yeah.
Either southeast or southwest, yeah. Looks like it's going to be a 4-to-1 split. Maybe it's going to be a 3-1. There goes Silent Night. What an angle!
I'm still alive.
Coming from the 2-story.
Yes, west.
It's incredible.
Nintendo!
There goes an Aqua as well.
He needs to confirm this kill. Rybo has perfect line of sight over there. The smoke's coming out, and he's not going to be able to... They're going to pick him up here. Wow, he almost gets the refrag through the smoke, though.
I'm loving Steven's personality there.
Alright, we lost green. And
Also, Green Theft Auto taken down by Stumpy Nub, just on that eastern flank. I think pretty aggressive out of that blue room, kind of just dancing around the door. Along with Mexecutioner watching his eastern flank, he's in a pretty good way.
Nintendo's over there.
Stumpy Nub holding that blue room. He'll be the one that's going to run into this east approach first.
What are you thinking about this kind of central position by Silent Night, just by the center 2-story?
I'm on board
Kind of questionable.
Stumpy and Steven, who are trading right now. You have to use your camera if you want me to see your spots.
There you go. Silent Night's kind of just hanging back, waiting for someone to peek, but not really supporting the rest of his team from his current location, which is kind of worrying considering they're already 2 people down. You kind of have to support your team in this kind of situation.
I think he's just playing Overwatch there for a little longer, because once you stop playing Overwatch from that 2-story, you kind of just charge straight across and you're pushing straight up into Bazaar if you're not going to get any picks. So you are pretty close to objective. You can get pretty close to objective quickly from that position.
If they are watching the kind of central street cross, you're in a really bad way, though.
Oof.
Stay here, look at the blue one cross.
That cross from box was super risky. You got super lucky that Mex didn't peek that wall.
Steven's going to be going across now. There's no one to contest his cross here. Stumpy's not looking, nor is Execution ability, unless he peeks his corner. Yeah, he does get some shots fired, but none of them hit. Steven should get some new cover. He can't stay here forever.
Actually watching the inside route instead. Steven's playing super aggressive pushing up here on this.
Yeah, he knows there's someone near him, but he doesn't care. He's going straight up anyway. There goes Box Toys, taken by Stumpy with a headshot.
I think those were just call-outs from Mex that were alerted Bucks Toys to that.
No, you got him. You got the guy.
Question is, what is Silent going to do now? Is he still going to hang around that kind of ice cream blue room area? Is he going to try and cross the street now? So it looks like he's egging for a street cross.
Yeah, he's gonna have a tough time dealing with Mex here. Stumpy finds another one.
Looks like he tried to cross, but considering Stumpy's position in that kind of central eastern blue room, it just shredded him the second he tried.
That is a pretty forward position to defend as well. He's really up there.
Yeah. Full defense is really working out for Danglers here. Said Danglers out of reflex, Danglers. There you go.
I was gonna say, what was that? You wanna reiterate?
If Executioner peeks this. Ooh.
Steve's looking, he heard the footsteps.
He just made it out safe though.
This is the approach. Come in from this east side. Seems pretty opened up. There's only really one guy here, Executioner, holding this position. Actually, Max has just managed to drop back. He might be going all the way back. Just a north wall, looks like.
It looks like it, but 60 seconds left. 1v5. Who are you going to put your bets on, NightFiree? I think I might put mine on Danglers. Hopefully not jinxing it.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that, especially since he's not really sprinting towards objective like he should be right now.
Checked his watch though, he is aware of the time.
He has a ways to go.
Looks like he's still a little bit wary of Executioner's previous position. 30 seconds left, no matter what he does, it's far too late now. Unless he goes on some kind of insane rampage.
He's gonna run into Mex here. Mex should hear the footsteps. Actually spots him back to him. 15 seconds left. He's sprinting. A nice quick reload on the go. He's gonna run into Rybo. Finds Rybo. Might see Llewellyn through the windows. Doesn't land any shots there. 10 seconds left. 8 seconds. Finds Llewellyn. Can he get Nintendo? 3 seconds left.
2 seconds.
Finds Nintendo. No, doesn't get Nintendo, but a nice attempted run back there.
That could have actually been a clutch for Animal House. That was scarily close for them. Wow. Clutch for Danglers, rather.
Wow, yeah, that was a very nice, fast-paced run. If he had done it with maybe 30 more seconds, it wouldn't have been as panicked, and he could have had a chance.
I think with 30 seconds and just having the knowledge that he doesn't have to just push straight onto it because there's only 10 seconds left, I think he'd be able to pull that off. He'd have taken down Steven as he came around the corner. Not Steven. Ryberman as he came around the corner. Maybe backed off towards the other side of the objective instead of going straight to the closest door. Took down Llewellyn and just picked off Stumpy as he ran back. I think that's what would have happened otherwise. He had those 30 extra seconds.
We are into a spicy series right here. We're going to go back to the first objective we had at the start of the map. Right at Old Humvee on the south side of the map.
Feels like that happens a lot lately, ever since 1.2. Objectives seem to cycle constantly. Pretty much have a pool on each map of 2 or 3 objectives that you get every single round. Excluding the ones that are obviously cycled intentionally.
If you are just stopping by, have no fear. You've only missed a couple of rounds in the first map of the 3-map series. Danglers are all tied up here at the Animal House 2-2, and so far it's been quite an enjoyable experience with my good old pal Buxton.
Thank you, NightFiree. So we are getting a rollout from Animal House already. Going to be a 1 going towards the east, 2 sticking near objective, maybe 3.
Silent is going to spot that cross.
Some really good information to have with still beginners or boss fight. One or the other didn't get that information. It can't just collapse their defense and they couldn't rotate. It was boss fight indeed. That was it. With that information, that is a huge bonus for Animal House here.
Yeah, and take a look at where Green Theft has managed to get himself. He pushed up very fast and hard on the south wall once he heard those shots fired, and he's trying to get a flank off here. Might find Mex if he's lucky. Some shots into that middle area. I'm not sure who's pushed up so aggressively already. Stumpy's already up here. Look at how fast they pushed.
This is incredible. This is definitely what we saw during the first round. This is something I very much like to see.
They didn't wrap around.
I think Stumpy's going to be pushing in blue soon.
Yeah, I thought they were going to wrap all the way around east with those smokes. I think that's what Animal House thought too. Instead, they used those smokes to just charge up that street. Now here they are. He might be able to find Silent on that corner if he's lucky. Stumpy is peeking it.
Llewellyn is hunting for Box Voice as well. There goes Llewellyn, taken down by Box Voice, and also Roadman and Llewellyn, both killed.
Oh no, Stumpy with an overcooked nade frags himself. He's resable. Enacker comes out around the corner to find him. Nintendo confirms that kill, makes it a 2v4.
Self-nade, that is embarrassing. Not something you want.
Green Theft Auto here. His earlier push to get over into that corner pays off, and he gets mechs. That's his one kill for the map. He's going to wrap back around to make sure he's on top of objective.
Silent keeps running like this. He's going to get picked by Nintendo eventually. He hasn't got into this blue room, and I'm not sure if they have realized this.
Nintendo's in an advantageous position here. He could get potentially flanked. The right choice is to hold this for about another minute and a half.
Yeah. Maybe even a little bit longer.
Just
Maybe
sit.
2 minutes. I think you could pull off 2.5 minutes.
Until,
just waiting.
until you get a pick. Until you get a pick.
Yeah.
Then you have to move. Then I don't know what to do. Then maybe go to ice cream truck after that. I don't know.
Get on your knees and pray, maybe. 1v4. Like he is just waiting to try and catch anyone shuffling about. If he just peeks out into the blue room a little bit more, he will catch Silent for certain, as he's just dancing around the kind of windows.
I mean, can you sneak cap this? Can he crouch through the middle of this defense and get a cap on objective? Oh, he doesn't shoot. Doesn't shoot Steven.
I think he could, but it would not be easy with Steven running about next to him. If you can sneak up to the front of the Humvee, you should be able to cap from there. But Steven will see him if he does that.
He's also probably unsure how many are actually alive.
Actually, he should know that there is at least one down. But never mind, now it's 2 down. Silent Night killed by Nintendo. At least he now knows there's 2 down. Question is he going to assume there's more?
Oh. Spots Bucks out. Finds Box. Now it's a 1v2.
This one member on Animal House, Green Theft Auto, has potential to sneak up towards the side of the building and just throw a nade right over the barrel, the pallets rather, and catch Nintendo. Because he's right along the same wall that Nintendo is sitting by the entrance of.
Oh, we ran out of ammo. Had to reload his clip, and he backs out of the blue room. Almost finds Steven on the rotation. Yep.
Surprisingly, not taking a nade off that fallen Volk. That could be very useful right about now.
Oh! Wow, Steven has no idea where he is. And this is exactly what I was, I guess, suggesting to do. Once he found that pick, he rotates over to Ice Cream Truck. Now Steven has some idea. This cross might get him killed by Green Theft. And it does indeed. Some nice shots. Grab Animal House, then win. He almost ran it back, though. A good attempt from Danglers.
Yeah, they did very well until the last moment yet again. Same as with the first round. Starts... okay. I can't remember what I was going to say, but it was going to be a very good one, so that's very unfortunate for everyone watching.
Oh, we can... Oh, yeah. Yeah, wow.
I'm right,
Yeah,
right.
we'll pretend like you said it. Wow, Bucks. Yeah, totally, dude. I didn't even think about that, bro. It's insane. Whoa. There, see? We're good.
The setup, I've remembered it now, the setup was exceptional, the execution abysmal. At the very end.
We're not all perfect robots. I mean, humans.
Are you sure you're a human? Are you sure you're not a robot just designed for casting?
Dude. Who knows, honestly. I do operate on pure pizza and Mountain Dew, so...
It's a very effective form of biofuel. That'd be a perfect space for any sponsors we might have.
It really would be. We'll get them
Along
in
with
here. Some replays.
Brand X.
I should be capturing replays. I keep forgetting. If you think the overlays are, I mean, believe me, okay, it's a lot. There's a lot. If I throw replays in, gotta be on my toes. You gotta really be focused.
I believe in you.
Okay, we'll get a good one coming up here. Get a real spicy replay coming out. We can fill this time with Nothing but quality replays.
Just to check, do you know how to take a replay?
Yeah, I got it. I've done it many a time.
Very good.
I just, now that I got the encoding working, our CPU usage is down, everything's looking great. Ready to rock with it.
Right, it's going to be the same objective, of course, this time with Animal House on the offense. I have a feeling this is going to go to Danglers yet again, and we're going to be taken to a 3-3. Sorry for the jinxing.
Unbelievable. Is this round? Oh, sorry, I put up round 6. This is round. Yeah, this is round 6. I'm right.
Yes. Don't worry.
I didn't see any runners in the west. They probably got east.
Looks like Enaka, Silent, and Green Theft are all going to be going around that eastern side and just kind of drag over the southeast, hope to catch someone, and then push in from there.
Suppressive fire is south. I don't think add anything. Maybe just some pre-fire through some wood.
It scared Steven a lot, though. You can hear the panic in his voice.
I don't want to die today. I don't want to die. Hell yeah, it is, bitch. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here.
He's not a family-friendly.
He's a character.
He's not a family-friendly one to be on board with. He is a character, though. It's kind of fun to stop by. See what's going on over there.
He's the comic relief for the Animal House matches.
Oh man, look at this smoke. Some really nice smokes out. That's like those are some. That's perfect. That's gonna deny vision on that street.
Don't worry about Riderman though. If he peeks out that blue room corridor, he could potentially take down anyone that's led to market. But Green Theft's already pushed up, so it doesn't particularly matter actually.
Man, if he uses these smokes properly, where's he gonna redirect that to? Right over to Rybo. Perfect move. Stumpy's completely denied vision through this one. He has to move it up. Now Stumpy peeks out. He might spot him. He has to get that rifle out. Oh my gosh, Stumpy doesn't know he's here. No, he misses the shots on Stumpy. That's a big indicator. On top of objective, he has to get into a better position than this.
Yeah, the rest of his team needs to move in to support him. He can't be left alone like this. He's in such a good position. All of the anglers is distracted right now.
What is even happening? He has to stay right there and not move a muscle for another 2 minutes.
Pretty much.
And here comes Max.
Oh, and they from Stumpy as well.
He does get him.
And it's like he's going to go from execution as well, but it's a trade. This time in Animal House's favor. The rest of the team has got to move on this. Come on.
Finally, Nintendo and Llewellyn realizing the impending doom crashing in. Suppressing fire right on top of Green Theft to sort of deny the confirmed kill. They end up getting him.
For some reason, Silent Knight and Enoch are still sitting about this northeast side, not moving in, along with the people on the west, Steven and Box Toys.
Man, that was just a little bit of a lack of coordination there.
If they had the coordination, that would have been devastating for Danglers.
Oh, forget about it, man. They had one right in there with 2 picks. Just a little suppressive fire would have changed things up.
It definitely would have, especially if they pushed into the blue room or just smoked it out more.
Llewellyn does find one. Some nice shots.
One guy down in kill room.
The time after the shots are fired is not the time to cross, but I suppose you find out the hard way as Llewellyn gets that pick. Turns it into a 3v3.
Who do you think the next person going to die is? I have a feeling it's going to be Enaka under the scaffolding.
I don't know. He might be able to find Nintendo Llewellyn here. He's going to send some suppressive shots out. He has
In a good position to do that, but
Yes.
it's also very dangerous if Robert picks out.
Yeah. He has free movement if he decides to go take that inside route and go up,
Hey, is Bazaar clear?
line aside his way past that ice cream truck.
Is there anybody in the Bazaar? Can I cut across the ice cream?
So far, it looks like Llewellyn is deciding to actually reposition, take up a southern wall position, is this? Or maybe a... looks like it's just a southwest courtyard building instead, just to keep an eye on the 2-story and also be relatively close towards the objective.
Meanwhile, Silent is going to be that south approach. He throws out a nice smoke over towards, actually not so nice. Lands second story, isn't going to do a whole bunch. His second smoke is much better off. Might get shot in the side here. Llewellyn spots him out. It's picked up.
Steven's in a good position to come in from the front here. If he manages to smoke out the blue room a little bit more, deny Roverman a vision, and he might be able to take down Llewellyn. There goes Llewellyn. He could probably push up towards the objective now if he suppresses the window Nintendo's in.
Enacker can find Rybo here. Rybo peeks, picks up Enacker instead. All up to Steven here in Middle Bazaar.
He's already popped off some shots to kill Llewellyn. They will know where he is if they have any kind of memory.
Nintendo really wants to peek that, but he's afraid of that risk. He has 50 seconds left. He has to start moving soon. Rybo's going to have to be his first target. He'll have to be keeping his eyes drawn onto Blue Room as he crosses.
There he goes now, 35 seconds. Nintendo must have heard him. Looks like Roverman probably saw him come across as he is rotating.
The nade comes out. That might be successful on Rybo. Almost. Nintendo peeks around 20 seconds left. Steven has to move.
He goes now. Fails to take down Nintendo, and down he goes.
Nice.
Unfortunately, they can't take it. It's going to go to a 3-3. Danglers are defending it.
Oh. I didn't capture the one thing the replay I should have captured. When you're pushed up inside. I mean, what am I? It's hard to remember all the things, alright, dude?
I believed in you, NightFiree, and you've let me down.
It's hard to remember all the things. There's a lot of things that happen. Okay?
Alright, I forgive you.
Thank you.
A lot of this is manual and takes quite a bit of effort to keep an eye on, especially when you're doing casting and also camera work on top of it. It's not an easy life.
Production crew, please.
Man, Nintendo is putting in some serious work here, 8-3. I'm not sure when he got those kills, maybe just because it's gone to the 7th round, but I can't remember any exceptional plays he's done. I'm sorry, Nintendo, but I can't.
I think he's just been always kind of in the mix. When his team's pushing up, maybe he's just the one finding those picks.
So, here we go, final round of the first map, Bazaar. And it's finally going to be a different objective. It's going to be the west this time. This is a rough one for Danglers to attack, in my personal opinion.
They do have that fast spawn, though. They kind of barrel down this street. They can be on that southwest side real quick.
Question is, are Animal House going to be playing this rather offensively on their defense, or they're going to just hang back and try and secure the 1 point without losing many people? Judging by that position, it's going to be, wow, one already taken down. There goes Silent.
It's not good. Green Theft.
Somebody gonna have to get silent.
I think he might be Resible still. Yeah, Green Theft is going to peek kill box. It's a really dangerous peek to be out here. Should be looking for Llewellyn in that two-story. Llewellyn's spot does get him punished. A nice refag from Green Theft.
Yeah, I can't believe Silent was picked off so quickly, though. Going to that blue room is so risky. They don't even realize you had that kind of line of sight at that kind of time. Thought you had to get there a little bit earlier.
He was in there. He just, I think he was peeking. He got punished for it.
Maybe.
Box Toy's getting a little suppressive fire. Green Theft gonna be dealing with a couple of danglers over there soon enough.
Alright, my guy either got rezzed or there's two of them over there.
Like Stumpy might be able to get a view onto Green Theft Auto if he walks about that building too much. If he gets inside and starts stomping about like he is currently, it's very much a possibility for him to get picked through the door by either Executioner or Stumpy.
Yep.
And there he goes, headshot by Max.
Max getting over aggressive though, gets picked up by Steven.
Stumpy's going for the refrag though. Roadman also going for it. Coming over the top, gets taken down by Steven. Stumpy's got to be nervous now.
Really nice job holding this from Steven. A nade comes out. A couple of nades coming out. Ooh, a nice airburst does land onto Steven. I think that was
That
actually
was a beautiful nade from Stumpy there.
that was just a cooked frag, but yeah, that was perfectly cooked. Blew up right when it was next to him. Now we're into a 2v2, BuxtonWater and Enacker.
Stay down when you come by objectives. They're still shooting from across the street upstairs.
Nintendo's not in too bad of a position here. If BuxtonWater peeks that window too much, he very likely he's going to get taken down. You can see him just peek up there, but Nintendo ducks down.
Oh my gosh, the cat and mouse that's happening right now. One peeks, the other one goes away, the other one peeks, the other one goes away.
It's got to be some kind of law in Onward that this has to happen several times in
Oh
the
my
match.
gosh, now he peeks, Nintendo goes away. Man, ridiculous.
This
Oh.
happens once more again. Oh, thank God. I was about to say, if he looks away again, I'm done. I'm leaving.
I think he finally saw him there. This is a dangerous peek. He didn't turn his gun sideways there, and you can see the bullets didn't quite get over the ledge.
Always unfortunate when that happens. I'm surprised it took as many shots as it did from Nintendo. I guess he was a little bit shocked to see an enemy staring right at him. And aiming for that type of an angle is also quite difficult.
All up to Enacker. Gets picked up from Stumpy on that second story. Danglers take that first map 4-3.
Very nice. Good offense on that final round, especially with the early pick onto Silent Night.
Wow, we are into a spicy, fiery, hot series for the Sunday night. It is Sunday, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Well, technically for me, it is now Monday.
Oh, well, congratulations.
We're already in week 2. EU is 7 hours ahead of you, NightFiree. 5 hours ahead of the rest of you.
Nah, it's all everyone's on my time. My time's the only time.
Everything is Pacific Standard Time now.
Yeah, dude, that's how it works. Either way, a very exciting start to the series. We are going to be getting into what looks to be Downfall for our second map. Suburbia and Quarantine Your Bans this series so far. It has been pretty fun. So we've had Bizarre Downfall. If this map goes to Animal House, I think we'll be going into Cargo for the deciding map, potentially Subway or Tanker. But yeah, probably Cargo. So series could shape out to be pretty dang good if we get 1-1 here. Go ahead and change up the names.
Fear not, I can do that for you. As your valiant co-caster.
Too late. Boom.
I tried. I was already halfway through Animal House. I could have done Danglers in a second like that.
Gotta work on your... Gotta go do some typing lessons.
I'm curious to see how Downfall will play out, considering this is the second map this was picked by Animal House, it seems. Will they play it slow, or will they kind of pick up the pace, considering slowness has not worked too well for them? Except Grand Theft Auto, he's been ignoring the slow directive.
Well, I mean, dude, I think we saw some of the more exciting matches I've cast on Downfall with the Lemon Squad boss fight series. I think Downfall is kind of starting to evolve into this map that can actually be kind of intense.
Yeah, you got the long-range shooting matches and the stare downs. But it takes some time to get to that kind of stage, though. One thing I do love about this map is that you can use zoom so much. It's absolutely fantastic. We're going to be starting off this time with it's a quick objective. Yeah, it's a southwest objective by the west dumpster. This could potentially be a dangerous one for Danglers if it's a quick spawn in the northwest, and we are starting off the round now. Hopefully they do not spawn northwest, because that could be bad for Danglers, but no, it is not going to be a northwest spawn. They're spawning in the northeast. Probably the worst spawn you could possibly get in a match. I've got to go all the way. Stumpy, just say my name. What was that, Stumpy? Where are you? Disturbing. Anyway, it looks like they are going to be doing quite a standard tight defense. Maybe sending one towards the center hotel, one sitting in the church, two sitting on objective, one on the opposing side dumpster. Meanwhile, Almhouse is kind of just spreading out a 2-2-1 combo. 2 west, 2 east, one coming over from the center.
Yeah, once you know that you don't have that quick spawn, you have all sorts of different defensive options. Executioner crossing the street and them also taking that middle hotel. Llewellyn finds some shots.
Onto Steven. Yeah.
He needs to confirm that.
He was running out in the open.
Yeah, revives are going to be unlikely though. Maybe they're not confirming it intentionally to see if anyone's going to go for it. Maybe get 2 for the price of 1.
Stumpy, I'm gonna hump you through this wall.
I don't see them kind of going for that revive anytime soon. It's so open. Steven doesn't even know where he was shot from, but well enough from that is an incredibly tight angle if you check that out. Just over the helicopter from about 700 meters away. Tiny little window.
Yeah. Yeah, but on that hill, you're ultra exposed.
Yeah. From Weller's perspective, he was a big black dot moving reasonably far away, but not too difficult to hit.
No one coming up south yet. Nintendo won't be dealing with anybody quite yet.
Nak is starting to move up west now, communicating with his team a little bit. Unsure as to what it was, but he's certainly communicating something. Always a good sign for action. I wonder if they're going to expect an executioner in that church, though.
I don't think so.
You don't see many teams taking it too often. It happens occasionally, but not too often.
I think the route that Enacker is going to take here is the right one to go up the middle. Super exposed, crossing here. Green Theft, very risky to go out that exposed in that middle area and push up, but he's got his 12 times, he has his silencer, he is a threat. Nobody's going to have eyes.
If Naka peeks around this east side rather, of the west bungalow, he's going to get shot by Nintendo here. And it looks like he might be trying for his side.
Yeah, that is
Maybe not, he's a bit indecisive.
exactly where Nintendo's looking. Drop backs down. Now Green Theft might be able to find Nintendo bottom story if he's looking over the middle hotel.
I have a feeling he will expect him to be there because it's relatively a common position, especially if they figure out which spawn you have, which they obviously did as they took down Steven in the north.
2 minutes 40.
But will he actually remember to check it?
I think he did initially, but now he's not going to be wary of it, and he could get picked by Nintendo here. Nope. Nintendo didn't spot him.
He might if he runs out into the open here, which he did. Nintendo spotted him and takes him down. I thought he wouldn't get him for a second, but he did.
Enacker tried to go out there in the open, gets punished for it.
Double tapping.
Green Theft sneaking up here with his 12 times. It looks like he's trying to take this to a mid-range fight. That's interesting.
I think he just realizes he has the right approach, and I mean, man, if he had a couple more members with him to do this, he'd kind of get right into the bee's nest. The problem is he has to deal with Riboman if he wants to get up towards objective, because he'll be entering into Ribo's sort of kill box. Maybe a little south support. A pick from White House would be huge here.
Question is, are they actually going to bother with the White House position, or are they just going to come out of the valley and just wait behind it until they do push out valley and start onto it? Doesn't matter. There goes Box Toys.
Max with a nice long-range shot from Church. That's why he's there.
Green Theft Auto also picked by Nintendo, who looks like he did peek out the first floor hotel.
Things happen.
That is a good move from him.
Yeah.
He moved up pretty far, just outside Ribo position.
That's all he had to do, and now it's all up to Silent, a 1v5 situation. The smokes are pretty good, actually, and maybe if you can find a Ribo, we can make some magic happen.
Maybe. But it's 1v5, 50 seconds left. He's going to take down Ribo or not. Ribo takes him down instead.
Danglers go ahead with their first defensive win on the map. Pretty nice job, and they can go ahead and grab this map. They'll take the series.
Yeah. The offense of Animal House there, kind of a mistake to not really push up anyone else from the northwest, because considering the objective, it is quite valuable to push from there. But they sent all their guys south and just got slowly picked off as one lost his life coming through center as he didn't kind of twig someone was center hotel. The guy in the west was picked off. The guy in the south was just slowly picked off as well because of the long ranges but superior cover the enemy team has while they're on objective. But will they be able to correct that mistake for the next defense? Will Animal House have the same issue as Danglers did, or rather, will Danglers experience the same issue as Animal House did just last round? We'll have to see. 50 seconds coming in, hopefully to the next round soon.
Yeah, I think we're probably going to see a lot of Volk favor with this series. Well, depending on how Danglers decided to attack, I guess. Animal House's offensive approach there just was not very strong and cohesive. They're very much spread out, not really working together, utilizing their south approach at the same time they should be pushing in from the north. But Downfall takes a lot of coordination, you know. It's not an easy map to be effective on.
Have to keep on your radio. The tablet is not really particularly useful for actually knowing where your teammates are. It might give you a general sense of the direction, but anything beyond that, they could be on the other side of the map for you know, or right next to you.
Get right into that second round of the second match.
But this is going to be a dangerous spawn. This is a old Marsoc spawn with the west objective.
We'll see if they end up sending anybody to charge North Hill here in defense. They're going to send Enacker.
They talked about not letting someone go to the center hotel, but they've already let him go there. They've missed him. Yeah, and they have realized that luckily they just caught a sight of him at the very end.
There's going to be a threat here. Enacker's wrapping around, might find one. I think he spotted Stumpy out of the corner of his eye.
Yeah, he definitely did. And this is a good push if he managed to take down Stumpy. Stumpy's not aware of it, and there goes Stumpy. Headshot by Enacker as he went down. But Mexusha's going to be hunting for a refrag. Will he be able to get it, though?
No, he's not.
No,
the
Green
support
Theft gets it.
Rubbing in his face, saved your life. That's 2 for Animal House, and they're off to a fantastic defensive start.
Yeah, that 12 times silence. Wow, look at that. Roadman headshot and Green Theft, the sniper. Just as I was about to say, that 12 times might be a threat. A threat no more. Some incredibly positioned LMG fire coming over towards the White House. That was all the way from the east stables.
Enacker is in an interesting spot. Pretty exposed, but also relatively safe from their current push.
Surprised he's not in the Jizzy Cove, just towards his right, just up the hill a tiny little bit. It's also a pretty good position, but So leave him a tiny bit exposed from that kind of hill where they could come over and potentially cap him from above, because it's pretty difficult to aim above you compared to below you.
Take stock of where the rest of the squad is. I think Llewellyn really exposed as he gets into this central house. Doesn't get shot. Very
Alright, I'm in
lucky.
South Shack. I was taking shots from Center Hotel.
Like some shots coming over towards box stores coming out from VRML of the north two-story, or not two-story, north helicopter building. I don't know if it's actually confirmed anything, but he certainly scared box store off of that two-story in the Center Hotel.
Box is getting pretty aggressive with this peak here. Stuff like that I don't think you really need to do, you know? It's just over-aggression, really exposing himself. The right choice is to go up the stairs and peek out that window.
But Rubberman is waiting for him to do exactly that, though. From just up north, you can see him kind of angling through there by the stairs. He's rotating over northwest now.
Nintendo spots Enacker and a nice headshot ends
Killed
his
one in the
life.
hills.
That south side is a checkerboard of death now. 2 Marsok and 2 Volk. Could still potentially go either way. 3 minutes left, 3v3. It's the power of 3 here.
If they lose
If Box
box,
Toys goes down, it could be big.
yeah, they're in trouble. They don't really have any outside defenders on objective.
Dead box, and this is easy cap territory, and there we go. Box is down. Will Rybo go for a cap, though?
Him and Llewellyn have a free and easy approach on objective.
Yeah, especially Llewellyn. There is nobody watching an angle where he could even potentially be seen. They probably don't realize that Silent and Steven are the only ones left, and that they are in the same building, the same part of the building, just on different floors. There is nobody defending the outside.
Oh, yeah, that one's good.
Quick run up with a tablet, and this is easy cap territory. What is that smoke?
I don't know. It's actually going to distract
Llewellyn doing?
Silent. It drew Silent's attention to Llewellyn. It almost cost him his life. Ooh, Rybo with a 2-story frag, though. Really nice answer. Llewellyn's free to cap.
Yeah. It's like no, he's not going to get it. Llewellyn does get taken out by Silence. He comes out. But there's got to be a reflag from Rybo.
Nope.
They're not going to just let him on the objective, are they?
Rybo is not peeking.
They've thrown away 3 cap attempts now, but shots are coming over towards Silent. They're all missing, though. Here comes Nintendo over the hill now. Might be able to take off Silent.
No, he's behind the smoke now. See Silent
He's
peek
gonna
out.
find the smoke.
There it is. And a nice attempt at defense from Silent there. Doesn't quite come through. Danglers go ahead 2-0.
Could easily have been a 3-0, but
Yeah.
they got a bit scared. They didn't want to give it up.
They're definitely riding the momentum. You know.
Yeah.
That last series was much tighter. Let's see if Animal House can break out a nice offensive push this next round. Because if they can't, then they're going to be in trouble for the series. They lose this map, that's lost. But you also want to be able to kind of do well for your last map. It's all about MMR and how many points you can win. So
Yeah. You can, of course, soften the MMR blow depending on which team loses to just make it as close as possible, make it a 10-10 or even a 11-10 while still losing the match. Just have to get as many points as you can to soften it, though. In the end, maps are the only thing that matter. Please be giving some words of encouragement in chat.
I know, it's so great. One of my favorites. One.
Your favorite
No, I
dongler.
said one up. I said one up. Yeah, my favorite dongler. Yeah, yeah.
Definitely way better than that Stumpy fella, I'll tell you that. Who even is this guy? He's terrible with grenades. Oh, but this is a quick spawn with the Valley objective.
It is indeed.
East Dumpster. Now this is what I like to see.
I'll do it if you want to go to White House.
Gonna do it. You need to hurry. Let me get up here.
Or just go over that way somewhere. I'll do it.
I don't like White House.
Getting flashbacks to seeing a boss fight push up in a 4-man group with all the smokes from last series. I'm really feeling the flashbacks.
Yeah, they're not playing fast enough, though. Now if they try and cross, they're at risk of Nintendo or the Weller picking them off.
Yeah, potentially, especially with a member going towards the South Bungalow. The weather's made it in there. It's going to be dangerous, especially if he goes even further east and comes up the north. That'll be really bad for Animal House.
They also now know it was a fast spawn with those shots coming out.
Now, speaking of this fast spawn and kind of the idea of stealth as not firing at the start of a round, I wonder if you could, in theory, just with this kind of spawn prone up towards the objective constantly in one big mass. Would that work? I kind of want to figure it out. Just try and pop some smokes while you move up into the big open spaces and pray to God you will actually make it out alive.
I don't think the bloom is effective enough for you to utilize a smoke on your person. I mean, you have to go really slow.
We did see Luello actually use it on Suburbia in a previous match. Unsure as to who it was against, but he crawled up way along the side of lane 4 on Suburbia. They didn't see him until the smoke ran out. He was going extremely slowly. Probably could deal with going a little bit faster.
These guys are in pretty decent forward positions. They managed to take this middle hotel. They get the right smokes out, which they did. Place one perfectly onto Stumpy.
And the other one flounders horrifically.
Here comes another.
There you go, he fixes it.
Steven also going to toss one of his own. Oh no, hits the light pole. Or it's the energy pole, rather.
That is unfortunate.
Oh my gosh, and Steven is just maximum suppression right now.
Yeah, those shots from Bribo, Green taken out by Stumpy, but those shots from Bribo are really suppressing Steven here. And there goes Green Theft as well, and Silent. Stumpy's on a rampage, taking down 3.
Perfectly peeked up over that area. Llewellyn finds Steven as he tries to cross out in the open, and the Animal House push is getting very quickly denied.
I'm entirely sure as to what Inakra is doing sitting this far back, though. 3 minutes left, the whole team's dead. I think I'm going to put my money on Danglers winning this and taking it to a 3-0 yet again.
It is looking that way. Nintendo and Stumpy are ready to pounce on Enacker as he peeks this corner.
Oh. Hopefully he doesn't get it in his mind to peek that corner again, as it will very quickly end in his death.
Yeah, not a good idea. Box Toys Enacker, bottom floor, really getting hit hard. Does get picked off.
Like, Box Toys is just stealing guns off his body and throwing them away.
Weller, they're out in the open. Might spot him here. Does. The shots land, but don't hit his head. Very fortunate. Gonna try and smoke that. I'm not sure why. He's already safely back.
Questionable with 2 minutes left. I guess he has a surplus of smokes from dead bodies near him.
He's really moving around. He's gonna try and make some magic happen here. The last one alive for Animal House in a 1v5.
Yeah, he's really trying for this. If he manages to take down Nintendo or Stumpy, this could be good, but there's also Luella coming in from the flank. Boxer somehow didn't see him there.
Callouts are
Options
there,
down
though. Now he gets picked. Yeah, finally max peaking. Danglers take the 3-0 lead.
Question is, are they going to be able to take the same objective? It's an east dumpster. I suppose it really depends on the spawn, doesn't it? If the Danglers could take this on the offense. Because they've been playing very well so far on offense as well. Winning both rounds.
Yeah, Animal House really needs this one. This is a must-win. Obviously, they're on Volk. They have a chance here to sort of get onto the board for this map at least. You can do some wild things with Onward, man. If you can grab yourself a Volk win here, maybe ride that momentum and get yourself a potential cap on Marsoc, and all of a sudden you're tied and you're in the favorable position.
Animal House is in a really bad way though. On this leaderboard, there's only 3 deaths in 3 rounds on Dangler's side. That is not something you want to see on a league match, especially against a team that you could feasibly beat like Danglers. You're right, Sleepy. I do very much love myself some Stumpy nades. And Stumpy himself.
The series has sort of devolved into a Danglers shootout.
Yeah, it's kind of a shooting gallery for them. Where there's a bit of a threat of occasionally every one round there will be a bullet flying at you towards your head, and hopefully you can dodge it. A very risky shooting range.
It's all virtual, okay? No harm. Until we start adding force feedback helmets or whatever.
God. Imagine how much it would hurt after like a 5-hour onward session.
Just getting pinged in the head all day. Kang, kang.
Worst headache ever. Lead and brain tissue doesn't mix.
You suffer the same sort of head trauma football players do if you play VR sports.
I'll have Alzheimer's at like 40 years old.
VR esports becomes a contact sport.
Get a couple guys up there, we're set.
Okay.
Call them out.
Danglers are happy though, they're tickling each other in their spawn.
Yeah, I can't do that code. That's not a Nintendo code.
Very free and easy. I mean, after the ESL tournament, it does feel probably pretty good to be doing this well right now.
For sure.
You know, you feel a bit validated being able to go out there and no early shots coming out. They do manage to get across safely, Animal House.
I don't believe they saw them either. Never mind. They did see one at least. Steven moving along that west street.
Everybody's gonna crawl over there.
This guy in the far east, Green Theft Auto, coming out of the valley. That could be dangerous. There goes Roverman down by Inaka.
One ice cream truck.
Silent trying to catch them cross over into that far northwest side.
Okay, yeah, they're going ice cream truck side.
The smokes are out. Steven's over there. Tossing out some nades and a flash.
And that revive release, that's a good
2 more
revive
just
from
went ice cream
Danglers there.
truck.
Yeah, that was clutch. They don't have the smokes effectively to cross, though. Silent could find himself another pick if he keeps holding that angle.
All 5 of us are up.
Actually, Animal House is flanking Danglers here. They are behind Luella and also Stumpy. Green Theft is way back behind them.
He's missing his
Sniper
shots.
as well.
He has all these open shots. The sniper is not paying off. He's missed them all.
Stumpy's just dancing behind it, and what is going on there?
Green Theft bugged into the roof.
Dude, I just glitched into the fucking.
It
barn
looks
on the
like
east.
it. That's unfortunate, but at least he's now immortal.
That's going to be very bad for Animal House if they can't get
Lulu is
themselves...
going for a cap here. Coming up on the objective, tablet in hand.
No, Enacker's
Enak is
there.
ready for it.
Wow, I'm surprised Enacker was allowed to go that far out without being punished. That's just not having the proper coverage there.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. Danglers could have got that. It might have been a 5-0. That would have been a hell of a thing.
It really would have been.
Question is, are they going to continue with their momentum here? Danglers keep pushing the objective. They have taken down effectively 3 people. 1 down, 1 stuck in a wall, and the other dead. Will they capitalize on this?
Green Theft trying so hard to get out. Stumpy's really nervous about it too, because he still thinks someone's over there.
Yeah. He's now just spraying wildly at the floor, hoping he will catch someone inside the wall. Or Green Theft.
They know there's one at the wall.
He's actually a remarkable distraction.
I know.
if you think about it.
Well, he actually is kind of shooting over towards where Mex is too, so a lot of he's actually being pretty effective for being trapped.
I'd like to see what kind of interaction Stumpy has with Green here. They're gonna just look at each other and laugh, or wow, Mex usually taken out by box toys across the map there.
Yeah, Box had a really nice angle. He was waiting for it. Enacker had the call out on it. Frag trying to go out towards the second story. Pretty far. Too far. Gets punished for it too. Rival Man picks off Enacker.
Now only one person left, and that is Box Toys in the west dumpster. Objective is totally open. Stumpy could in theory just rush objective.
Minute 40.
Stumpy's coming up on Green Theft now.
Who's over there being distracted by, I think it's Mex who's trapped up there? No, Green Theft?
Yeah, that's Stumpy. He's very slowly sneaking up.
He's really wasting a lot of time. Basically making it into a 2v1.
Oh.
What are you doing?
There it is. Finally kills him. Now it's all up to Box.
Oh, that is stone cold, Stumpy. You've disappointed me. They have ample opportunity to actually push in here. Stumpy's in a good way. Nintendo's going for it. Tablet in hand, but he's being slow.
No, he's going to get up there. Box doesn't have line of sight on objective.
I think Box did see him, though, cross over, and Nintendo's probably going to catch him come across. Or not. He's not seen him.
He just needs the kill. Box Toys finds it. Now it's a 1v1. They're getting very greedy here. The nade comes in, finds Box Toys. Danglers grab themselves their 4th point, grab themselves the map and the series.
That is a perfect nade on the objective. Yeah, that Green Theft getting stuck in a wall is mighty unfortunate.
Really is. It honestly, I mean, it came down to a 1v1, so who knows what would have happened if Green Theft could have picked off Stumpy there.
Yeah. But I wonder what map we're going to be seeing next. Danglers has won this match already, but this is for the UCMMR.
Probably going into cargo, which means we'll probably get some very fast-paced, quick rounds.
Yeah, it is cargo. This will be very quick then.
Up into the room real quick as I set the 3rd map.
And I was.
What side do you guys want?
This was Danglers because they are on Marsoft.
Yeah, it'll allow them to play it really aggressively and just kind of be in the face of Animal House, try and shut out this entire series very fast.
Curious to see as if they will be playing again as with Downfall. If they're going to be playing aggressive, or they're going to be playing passive again. It is Cargo, so I'm leaning towards aggressive, but you never know what they might do. Just maybe they'll just try and screw about for this final map as joining Downfall's point difference 4-0. They don't have to worry about losing points on this map too much. They will probably still be trying for it just as much as they can. They're not going to be stressing over it, that's for certain. Looks like we're just waiting on Enak to ready up with the rest of his team, and we'll be hopefully hopping into the round shortly. What are your feelings on Cargo, Knight?
It's really evolved quite a lot over the course of that season's 5. We're in season 6 now, right?
Yeah.
We started to see teams start to play it way more strategically, kind of evolve with the attack patterns evolved as teams started to develop certain defensive strategies for this map, and this objective in particular is a very volatile one, I find. There's hard to defend positions, lots of spots susceptible to grenades. Kind of go back and talking about a lot of these boxes, you can shoot through quite a bit of these. And so your actual cover is sometimes really limited.
Yeah, all of the kind of black tarpaulin boxes are completely penetrable as far as my understanding goes.
Yep. All weapons crates as well.
Are they?
I believe so.
Like the South and North Overwatch ones? Or like
No,
just
not
South
the big
Overwatch?
ones.
Ah.
You can hear them recapping the rule set here, and we might as well as talk about it as well. You can't throw frags or flashes within the first 15 seconds. I guess it's actually the first 10 seconds after spawn.
Yeah.
Can't throw
30 seconds from the time you first get engaged.
Can't throw smokes though, and that's exactly what they're doing. Nintendo comes out, finds 2. Llewellyn also grabbing himself one. Nintendo's charging up forward, finds himself another. Now it's a 2v5 just like that. It took only 20 seconds. Another goes down.
This is so ballsy. They're capping this here.
The frag's on the corner. I don't think it's going to kill Nintendo. It doesn't. Danglers take 2.
Unbelievable. That is a 25-second cap on the first round of the third map. I think my question was answered about whether they play aggressive or passive. It's quite clearly aggressive.
They're tired of the series and don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, they want this over and done with. Nice and cleaned up. Now, what I want to see Animal House do the exact same thing as Danglers did. I want them to go straight in through the middle, lots of fire, lots of smokes, lots of nades. I want everything.
I mean, those smokes too were, one was good, I suppose, but they were too far, and that's what you can kind of end up killing you in this map with your smokes, is if you chuck them too deep. You know, and so you want to try and make sure you don't throw your nades too far, because you can actually chuck those suckers into spawn, and then you're just not even doing anything because they run right through them, or they can relocate your own smokes. It takes a lot of practice to actually finally toss the smokes right where you want them to allow for perfect coverage, but either way, that push was very nice. Maybe the smokes just kind of threw off their defense.
Yeah, we saw Stumpy the Shield as well, kind of just holding the line next to the objective while Nintendo was going for the cap. I suppose he was the kind of main distraction force for Danglers there. He was such a pressure with that. He even just threw away his own nade, he just dropped it on the floor. Oh no, it's just a can. Environmental objects, everyone. 1.3.1.
No, that was a drum mag.
Oh, was it? There was a can as well on the floor.
Oh, here come the smokes out. Very similar, silent.
7 smokes.
There's another one. A nade coming out, an airburst over towards silent. Might actually land on Nintendo. No, it's a smoke. Executioner finds Enacker. Silent gets Nintendo. Green Theft finds one in the middle. Actually, that's Box Toys, and now Green Theft's up towards objective. He's capping right here. Stumpy peeks around.
Denied.
Silence on the backside.
Just Silent left.
He finds one. Can't find Stumpy in the corner.
And now it is one. Steven left alone. Gonna be in a really bad way though. It is 1v2. Stumpy and Stumpy and Executioner rather. 1v2ing them is not going to be easy under any circumstances, especially from this kind of position.
That was very good smoke cover. That was pretty insane.
Perfectly placed, even better than Danglers last match. Last round rather. What happened there?
Stumpy took a shot from Nex, and now Steven found him overextending.
I think Executioner just lost Stumpy that trade and possibly this round, depending on how it goes, because Steven was probably going to die if he had to put one more bullet down range. That was a very close trade because he was injured.
Ooh, Steven has the opportunity to peek up and does find Mex.
What a clutch play for this. The failed first push, but they come in with it anyway.
Gets them on the board on cargo. They do have to watch out, though. Danglers are going to be going onto the offensive again, and if they can grab themselves another cap, they'll take the map.
Yeah, and this is going to be a north-south or south-red objective, as I like to. North-south-red objective, that's what I'm going to call it from now on. They can cap this one from inside the building just to its left, so they have to keep an eye out, but I'm kind of expecting Danglers to come up and cap from the double white kind of containers here, just prone up in a bunch of smoke and cap it from there. That's what I'm feeling, if they are going for a cap at all.
I like how you have to say this is north-south spawn, because there are two spawns. You can have one on the north of the red crater or one on the south of the crater, so...
It was a little bit redundant at being two objectives literally a meter from each other. Maybe 2 meters.
Does change up quite a bit on where you can cap, though, and how you can cap.
Yeah, there's no more sneaky caps proning up or from inside the building. You have to get on that northern or east side or in the container.
Hey, a shout out to Edna Chang for dropping that tier 1 sub. Preach.
Thank you, Edna.
Preach ya.
Paying for Dakin, giving me Snickers instead of payments.
I mean, I'd like some...
Oh, God. Stumpy. A taser again.
He wants to make it work, and I guess now's the time to really test it.
Yeah, might as well, honestly. It's a good map for it. They're in a good position.
Steven's actually in a very risky spot there. He's sitting by those boxes and shoot right through him and get killed.
Steven's going to be throwing a nade on towards Stumpy, but he's completely whiffed it. Just goes into the corner.
I wonder if they're aware of the shield changes.
Stumpy's trying to shield flip. He's trying it.
It's not as fast. It still works, but it's not as fast. Llewellyn's pushing up. Green Theft finds him, but the frag finds Green Theft. Enacker gets naded. Now it's all up to just Silent.
Those are two incredibly coordinated frags there, taking down 2 in seconds. Roadman's going in. He could cap this, but no. They're just going to take the kill instead as Nintendo picks up Silent Night. That's a hell of a Marsok round to have for the third round rather.
I mean, true to their word, they've been playing very fast. That was a nice play from Danglers, and I'm surprised to still see the shield flicking as an option here. I mean, it is much slower. You are much more vulnerable, but
yeah. It's a lot slow. I'm surprised it worked at all, honestly. I have a feeling he must have practiced it, but there's no way you go in with the same muscle memory and actually manage it. There is no way. Actually, you know that cap on the first round? Could that possibly been the fastest cap in the league?
It really could have
25
been.
seconds.
Yeah, it honestly could have been. That was absolutely insane.
Daken, where is my Onward League notebook, the pocket book, full of Onward moments? I need it. Record-breaking world moments from Onward. Start selling them. It's in the fanny pack. So I would definitely buy that. I would buy many things Onward related.
I think there's quite a market for it. I do think it's in the works too. I know Death kind of sampling those fanny packs around to some people at the ESL convention. It's pretty dope to be able to buy stuff like that.
Yeah.
Round 4?
Yes, this is round 4, yes. I'm still waiting on the Onward shirts to go on sale. Dante said they would be like a year and a half ago, and they never were. But they do exist. They do actually exist. Here come the smokes from Animal House. Silent Knight already taken down by mechs. We also have Green Theft Auto pushing in pretty hard. A bit of a shot on Stumpy, not sure by who. Ooh. There goes Green Theft, taken by Stump. And also Inaka and Steven both killed. 1v5 already. This is quick. Danglers have won this without any doubt.
See if BuxtonWater can pull himself a solo, and he can't. Llewellyn finds him out in the open. Danglers go up 4-1 and grab the full series. Man.
That also a 35-second round. Very impressive. 35 seconds, all kills, no caps.
That was a Volk round too.
Yeah. Very impressive for Danglers, and they're going to take that with a nice... I believe you have the scores up. What is the total score for this?
12-4.
12-4. That is surprisingly one-sided. It felt a little bit closer than that.
It did. The series itself, I think the rounds were close. You know, we got into a lot of 1v1s, 2v1s, last-minute pushes, last-minute plays, some high-intensity caps, stuff like that. But ultimately, Danglers were the team that was performing more consistently. They had that teamwork just a little bit down a little bit better, and I don't think Animal House had enough plays that have been practiced in their pocket to come out and beat Danglers.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I have a feeling they're going to be practicing that as Animal House. It feels like during Season 5 they kind of ramped up their play quite a bit. I have a feeling we'll be seeing a lot more of that as the season goes on.
I wonder if we have my... rankings page is not displaying here, unfortunately. I don't know why. Yeah, I have an old standings link. Anyway, I am curious to see what the rankings are, what the standings are right now after week 1.
Very quickly, bring it up on my end, though. I can only read it out to you. Looks like Legionnaires are currently leading on something, but Cannon Fodder are leading on points. That is for certain, with 25 already.
There we go. We got her up. Yeah, Legionnaire's off to a good start. I mean, it's all about the start, right? If you can get going early and then maintain that momentum, you have a good chance of really being being up in that top tier of the league. It's then a matter of if you can compete, right? Then it's a matter of how good your team actually is. So this first week, the first few weeks, you're going to have teams kind of fluctuating at the top and bottom. But I think maybe after, what, I'd say 3 weeks of this season, we'll get into the regular paired matches that are always very competitive. Granted, this match was fantastic, and the matches we've had so far this week have been very good.
Yeah, for certain. I don't think week 2 will be able to live up to it, though. I think there will be maybe a few good matchups. Hopefully not a Silent Purge versus boss fight. That will be a nightmare. I think there will be some good ones.
Either way, I think that will be it from us here at VR Master League. My name is NightFiree. Buxton, thank you for joining me.
Thank you. It's been nice casting with you again today.
Yeah, dude. It's always
Goodbye, everyone.
It's always fun when we can get together. I do appreciate. And yeah, that's it from us. Everybody have a good night. We're out. Peace.